Welcome back. At this stage in your negotiation, it's crucial that you spend time examining your reservation point and ZOPA to make sure you come to the best deal possible. In this lesson, you'll do just that. First, you will learn about the reservation price before we teach you on how to recognize the zone of potential agreement, also known as ZOPA. Reservation price is a term that every procurement manager must know. We are going to define the term, learn you more about it and what it can do for your procurement process. And we will learn how to take advantage of it. Reservation price, to put it simply, is the lowest price that you want to achieve in your upcoming negotiation. The bare minimum that you will make sure to accept it when you close the deal. This is also known as the break point or your walkaway point. Of course, there are also two sides to this. For you as a procurement manager, your reservation price will be the maximum or bottom line that you will pay, while for the seller, it's the minimum amount of money that they can accept before closing the deal. So now you have a good idea of what the reservation price is. How exactly do we determine the reservation price for your negotiation? It is almost always the last price you agree to be comfortable for you. You also need to determine whether the reservation price is acceptable for the other party too. Set it too high and you will instantly get a walkout. Set the reservation price too low though and the other party will take advantage of you. It is important to determine your reservation point for you and your negotiation counterpart and what to do when your reservation price or breakpoint price is not reached. Remember, keep your reservation price to yourself or your team. Don't let your opponents discover what it is. But if you are able to discover the other party's reservation price, then use it to your advantage. If you don't get your desired reservation price, even after countless hours of negotiations, then it's either make a concession or walk away. BATNA, also known as the best alternative to a negotiated agreement, is your backup plan of action in case negotiations will fail. If you don't want to close doors with your opponent, you could try getting a concession instead of walking away from the deal. Sometimes you have to lose a battle today in order to win a war tomorrow. For the rest of this lesson, we are going to talk about what ZOPA is and how to recognize it during your negotiation. By the end of this lesson, you should know how to recognize ZOPA easily and you will be able to use it to your advantage. ZOPA is the acronym for Zone of Potential Agreement. It is an area where two negotiation parties can agree. The ZOPA is that one slim chance for two parties who are dead set against each other to come to a common ground and may accept a compromise for everyone's sake. However, you also need to realize that every result may differ. Every negotiation consists of two parties that are both trying to gain the upper hand against the other. A ZOPA will appear if both parties have dual objectives that are still within the ZOPA. Any more than that and you have a negative bargaining zone. Simply put, there is no bargaining for you or the other party. When dealing, the zone of potential agreement principle can be represented as shown. If the highest price that the buyer is willing to pay is greater than the lowest price the seller can accept, then the agreement is possible. The range in the middle between those two breakpoints is referred to as ZOPA. The problem with ZOPA is that both parties usually have an imprecise breakpoint price and make no formal attempt to assess probabilistic information about the other's reservation price. In my time as a procurement manager, I invested as much effort as possible to make sure I got as much information as possible on the seller's reservation price. The earlier you know this, the easier you will achieve your desired result. Again, opening extreme can help in determining your opponent's breakpoint. During the phase of concessions, remember to use a proper tone of voice when doing so. Being too bullheaded can drive the other party away from you. Of course, having a weak voice will also get you nowhere, as the other party will simply ignore your ideas. Always take into consideration that the other party may be reluctant to walk away from a less than optimal deal because they've already invested time, effort and money with the negotiations. However, Be sensitive when addressing the other party with this matter. If the other party is trying to come up with a concession, keep an open mind to their suggestions. Let them explain their side of the story and remember to take notes and ask questions. When the time comes for you to take a decision, make one and make sure that it's for the best for you and your desired results. Now you have determined your reservation price and the ZOPA, it's time to learn how to influence the other party in your negotiation. In the next lesson, we will dive into how to do that. Let's go!